Welcome, Capricorn, to your August mid-month love reading. Thanks so much for tuning into my channel. Now, this is a love reading that covers all relationships. So this is your one-on-one relationships, your partnership relationships, your work relationships, your friendships, your family, and most importantly, your relationship with yourself. Now, it's quite interesting, Capricorn. I did Libra's reading, and Capricorn most definitely showed up in that reading. I only choose 4 cards for the love reading, and 2 of them were the Capricorn card. And guess what? Your overall energy is justice, which represents the sign of Libra. So I'm feeling like there's some very specific messages for some Capricorns this month. Now, Justice card here, this is quite nice. When you have the Justice card in your reading when it comes to love, you know that things are going to come into balance in August. And it's almost like you are kind of detached a little bit, and things are just gaining equilibrium. They are gaining that any one part of your life is overemphasized over another one. And this is quite, you might actually be finding that you are able to bring some equilibrium into other people's lives, and they too, particularly if they are a Libra, are going to be having the same effect on you. Now, overall, this month, I feel like what the Justice card is saying is that if you've been having any conflict, and I do see the 2 of Swords, or the refusing to see card here, but if you've been having any conflict in your relationship, this talks about a resolution coming in. And if it's a favorable decision, if you're having to go through any legal issues regarding your relationship, there's going to be a favorable decision being made, and you're going to be able to proceed with life. So this card usually talks about legal documentations as well. So you might be getting married, you might be buying a house, or signing some other sort of important contract in the near future with your partner. Or like I said, if you're not in a relationship, this could be to do with your work relationships, but this could be talking about the future as well. But, this is, like I said, general reading that basically covers for 4 to 6 weeks here. Now, if you are single, I feel like you could potentially be meeting someone that can really help you learn the art of thinking, and maybe show you how to kind of analyze a plan differently and direct your life as well. How you can analyze things to direct your life, because Librans are air signs and they are all about thinking. They are the great thinkers. So this is someone who can really organize time effectively, and therefore they can achieve not only balance, but they can achieve harmony as well. And this person is likely to be a little bit ambitious, which suits you down to the ground, Capricorn, because you yourself are ambitious. But they will never fall into the trap of being a workaholic, Capricorn, which I'm scolding you for, because sometimes you can do that. You work really, really hard. So this person can bring that sort of balance into your life as well. Now, this is really someone that, this is general, so take what resonates, but this person could particularly be involved in law themselves. This could be a lawyer, or something to do with the legal profession, could be even in the police force or something like that. They could have things to do with accounting and computing, things that need to balance, yeah, they need to balance the books or balance things out. They could be involved in stockbrokering or finances of some sort as well. But they are quite romantic, and they like intimate dinner parties and pretty places and peaceful holidays together. And they're a very thoughtful person as well, and they might send you little cards or leave you little amusing notes or that kind of stuff just to let you know that you are cared for. And that's such beautiful energy that you need, Cappies. For those of you meeting this person, it sounds quite exciting. Now, this person is also very generous, and they love giving gifts. And you might even like see something that you like when you're with this person, and the next thing you know, there's a present that shows up, and that very thing that you chose for yourself or that you liked, they've gone and bought it for you. It's that kind of person. They're quite beautiful. Now, they are usually career orientated, but again, that does not worry you at all, Capricorn, because you very much are as well. But they like spontaneity as well in their spare time. That's, again, balancing things out, balancing out work and play. But yeah, it's a very good person for spending time together with. And they make time for you because they realise that it's important to spend time together. It's quite lovely. Now, if you are in a relationship already, it's almost like this is saying that your relationship is quite balanced. And, you both know where each other stand, and neither of you demand more than what the other can give. There is this wonderful feeling of balance. And it can often indicate, because this is justice, it talks about the law and legal things. This can talk about some of you moving on to that next level of marriage. You will be signing sort of legal documents here, or buying a place together, or that kind of stuff, as I think I mentioned before. And this also is a card that talks about you just enjoying each other as well. You like playing games together, either chess or backgammon or any kind of game. You just enjoy that times at home, and you're good at pursuing your own interests as well. You do have that balance. You can be together and have fun together, but you can go out and enjoy your own stuff as well. Yeah. And as I said, this kind of definitely does talk about that legal marriage kind of situation. So yeah, I do feel like some of you are going to be getting married here. But your first card here for the Psychic Tarot for the Heart deck is the Control card. Now, this in a traditional deck would be the card of Strength. And this is the card of influence and compassion and patience and confidence. It's quite a fluid card. It's ruled by Leo, so some of you could have a Leo here as well in your life. And this is a card of, because it's Leo is fire, so there is this, it's talking about having, if you want a relationship to flourish, it's got to be fluid. It's got to move. It's got to be free. And if it's overly rigid and controlled, it can stifle the relationship. And I feel like it's really important for you to kind of master your emotions so they don't rule any relationship that you are in, Cappies. Now, a partnership that is based solely on emotion is out of balance and out of control. And I feel like, you've got some pretty tricky cards here. There's refusing to see, which is that stalemate card. So I feel for those of you that are in a relationship, there could be a situation where you have had some conflict and things have been out of balance. But because you've got the Justice card, this is telling me that things are changing. Things are going to be they're going to be coming back into balance. That sounds pretty silly, but you're going to get some sort of level of control over your emotions, and you're going to approach any relationship, and this is whether you are single or in any relationship, but you are going to be approaching your relationships with a combination of emotion and intellect here. And this will allow it to thrive and to grow. So don't try and dominate any kind of issue that you may be having. Try and accept another person's uniqueness, and don't expect that person to conform to a mold that you believe is the right way things should be, or that makes you feel more comfortable. Just accept people for who they are. And, when you get the Control card, it really does remind you that you need to have compassion and understanding as well. Now, particularly if you've been having any sort of conflict, any stalemate situation where things just aren't budging, this is really the time for patience and steadiness and clear thinking rather than being angry or being frustrated here. Just allow the situation to unfold naturally. Now, that refusing to see card, as I said, this is a card where real honesty is needed. And it's so important when you get this card to see relationships as they really are rather than how you would like them to be. You might be thinking that you've got an image of the relationship and you are trying to fit your relationship into a specific box, and you're refusing to see that it can exist any other way. So if you continue on this path, then you get to that stalemate situation, and things just won't budge and they'll continue to be the same. And it might even make you withdraw emotionally from a relationship, or you might even make decisions about ending the relationship. It can be that severe. So this doesn't serve your interest, Capricorn. You need to not be so rigid about the way you see things, and be honest. Assess things in an honest way, which can be difficult to do as well. Knowing the truth will really make any decision that you need to make easier here. And it'll also lead you to more fulfilling relationships as well. Because all twos are often decisions that we need to make. And this is to do with swords. So you are really, it's a mental thing here, Cappies. You really need to think this through. This is mental kind of turmoil that you're going through when you're, or a mental argument of the minds when it comes to that two there. Now, you've also got sadness and isolation, and this is this is the greatest card. This is the Three of Swords in a traditional deck, and this does talk about sorrow and disappointment, but it also talks about trust and healing as well. So, love can bring us joy and sorrow. That is, everybody who's ever been in love knows that. And when disappointment enters your life, it's important to acknowledge that sadness, accept it, feel the loss, be honest with yourself about the pain, and how you're feeling. But it's very important not to dwell on that loss either. And there is this temptation to isolate yourself from the world and cling to that grief because it feels comfortable. You're used to it. And it's a reminder of a situation, that you either had a lot of joy with, so you're hanging on to that grief in a sense to remember that relationship that for some, particularly if you are single now and that relationship is over, you're clinging to it. But if you do that, it stops you from moving on, and moving to a place. And I feel like this stalemate situation can be for those of you that are in a relationship and perhaps are having some arguments or some difficulty there, but it can also talk about those of you that are single and are stuck in this stalemate situation with yourself. You're not moving forward. It's not in your best interest to hang on to those disappointments and sorrow. It's really time to let go when you get the Three of Swords. And this is really a card that asks you to learn about the lessons. What lessons can you learn about any disappointing situation that you have recently gone through regarding your love or relationships? You need to try and move beyond despair into that healing and joyful love. Just let go and move on. And I know that is easier said than done, Cappies, but you've got more powerful spiritual forces helping you than you can even possibly imagine. So, that strength card there, this is talking about inner strength that you have. And that you've gained by going through the experiences that you have gone through. But there is definitely balance coming in, which is that overall energy of the Justice card, Cappy. So I feel like a lot of this sword energy is definitely going to be healing for you over August, September. So I hope that resonated with you. If you'd like more of a general idea of what's happening for the month, I will leave a link here to your August reading as well. So have a wonderful month, Cappies, and I hope to see you next month. Bye.